Hello,
Hi.
everybody. It looks like we have a couple people already joining us on the call. Hi, Heidi. She's from Bay Area, California. Oh,
Hi,
that sounds
Heidi.
beautiful place to be.
Yeah, it's basically summer here. It came with a force. It is hot outside today. Brenda, have you been outside yet?
Yes, actually, I just got in my car to travel here, and my car was sitting outside, and it was 109 degrees in my car. That's what the temperature said. I was kind of curious if it was like what the actual temperature was, because it wasn't. I know that wasn't reading correctly.
Yeah.
I don't know if we're live on our Facebook. It does not look like it that I can tell, but we will see. But we're welcome whoever has joined us. We are going to be talking about how sleep affects weight loss and 3 hacks to get more sleep. I feel like there is so many people who deal with sleep disorders going into bariatric surgery, so we felt like this would be a wonderful topic for that reason. Brittany's kind of, anybody else hear an echo? Brittany's asking, and we have Valerie from Dallas, Georgia. Hello. Heidi says yes. So, is it a terrible echo?
I see 2 of you and Echo. Oh, you see 2 of Brenda's? Or me and Brenda? It should just be
Windy in
Brittany and Brenda.
California.
Shouldn't be 2 Brendas. If there's 2 Brendas, we're in trouble.
Brenda has an echo. Let me unplug this.
Oh, it
And
says
try
they
it
see
like
2
that.
of
Does
you.
that help?
Oh, it says they see 2 of you.
Let me see if this helps. I'm turning down my speaker and just doing it without my earphones. Is that better or worse? I think it's because there's 2 of you. You know what? I'm going to log off. Brittany, stay on, and I will log right back on.
Call. Everybody just stay with us. We're going to be right back. I'm trying to find on Facebook, too.
Whoops, I'm trying to get off screen. I'm sorry, guys. Welp.
Excuse me, guys. So Brenda will be right back.
Okay, let's see if
There
this
she
is
is.
better. And is there still an echo?
No, but there's a slight echo when I talk. Let's try it now. Do you hear anything?
I think it sounds good.
Good. Okay, we're good to go now. So I don't hear an echo at all, guys.
Thanks for bearing with us, guys. Every once in a
Yeah,
while we have
thanks.
technical difficulties. It's just one of those things. I apologize.
It's just the audio for some reason.
Thank you. No echo. We don't want an echo, so that I'm glad that worked. You're all good. Oh, wonderful. Well, guys, we're gonna get started. I am excited about this topic because I feel like, to me, some of these things that I've implemented in my own sleep routine have made like the difference almost of night and day. Like, I can tell such a huge difference. So hopefully it will help some of you out there. So basically, the reason why sleep is important and how it kind of focuses in on helping us to stay on our weight loss journey and stay focused, and basically helps you lose weight. And that's one of the biggest reasons that sleep is directly affected by weight and weight loss. And surgeons, when they get ready to prepare you for weight loss surgery, that's why they ask so many questions, a lot of times related to sleep. They want to know if you have sleep disorder already and if you're being treated for that or not being treated for that. And if you have sleep symptoms like maybe daytime drowsiness or maybe not being able to focus during the day, or maybe a sore throat during the day because of snoring, or maybe somebody's told you that you're snoring. All of these things directly relate to, sleep. And how this directly relates to the sleep and weight loss is that lack of sleep can increase your appetite and also change hormone levels. It can make you more likely to eat unhealthy foods. It can influence how your body fat is stored, believe it or not, and it can directly relate to your metabolism and how your body is metabolizing foods. And so we're going to be kind of focusing on a few valuable tips, some things that have expressively helped me, myself, and Brittany too, because we've talked about this subject before. And the hormone levels that it influences, like if you're not getting enough sleep, is, I hope I'm saying this right, ghrelin and leptin, which help with signifying your fullness levels, like how full you are, versus the cravings and then those feelings of feeling hungry frequently. So the more imbalance you have, the more poor food choices, weight gain, and people who are overweight or obese often can find it difficult to sleep also because of strain that their excess weight puts on their body. So kind of like just it does relate to weight and how you're able to lose weight and keep weight off and then just optimally feel good overall. So sleeping for, I'm going to say most people, the optimal amount of time is 7 to 9 hours. There actually are all kinds of little sleep apps out there to help you know how long you're sleeping, believe it or not. Like I've even seen where you can purchase mattresses that have little signals on the mattresses to determine how you are sleeping, how long, if you're stopping breathing. Like there's all different kinds of technology out there if you're wanting to know your sleep. Also, sleep testing. Going for sleep apnea testing if you're not really sure. So I'm going to pause for a second. And before we get started, Brittany, you have anything to add to that?
I just wanted to say, unfortunately, I don't think that we're on Facebook.
Okay. I'll make sure and add and upload this video.
Yeah, I just wanted you to know.
After we get done.
If you guys are new to the Crowdcast platform, if you have any questions, feel free to type and share them in the chat or use our Ask a Question feature. And Valerie said, I'm getting my CPAP on Friday, just not sure how I'm going to be able to sleep with it on. I think a lot of people feel that way at first. I imagine it's just like anything. You probably get used to it. It might just take a little bit.
Yeah, and maybe there's other people here that are on the call, Valerie, that might be able to give you some helpful hints on that. I've never worn a sleep apnea machine. I do know some people in my family that have them, and I think once you get used to them, it's almost like it's something you don't want to do without, because it kind of produces a white noise a little bit. Some of them are pretty quiet from what I understand, like you can hardly hear them.
Yeah, some of them are. One of my friends, her mom has it, and you can barely hear it. I mean, it's almost like when the air kicks on at your house, like you're just so used to it, Like you said, a white noise.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get started. So I have as hack number 1, take all electronics out of the bedroom. Okay? And by electronics, I mean basically like your computer, your TV, anything that basically has any kind of waveforms, I'm going to say, like electronic waveforms that are coming in there, because all of those things can interrupt your sleep, even if they're turned off. So it's basically making it a technology-free zone. Also your cell phone. And I know that's sometimes hard because maybe, like for me, I have children and they, even though they're grown, I always like to have a connection. Like I want to know if they need me at any point of the day, or maybe you have parents or other loved ones that you want to make sure you're staying connected to. I'd say even if it's in the other room and just so that it's turned up loud enough that you would hear it if it rings, maybe helpful. But if it's in your bedroom, sometimes there's such temptation to get on your phone. And like for me, it's mindless. And I don't know if you're like that, Brittany. I get on my phone and I can just be watching, her and I's done it before, just sat and watch videos, or like at night or in the morning. You can just be on your phone for an hour and not even realize it.
And that's what I was going to say. It's like a black hole. So that's why I try and myself to only an hour. Because it kind of is nice to just scroll and kind of get your mind off of something. But at the same time, it can be really distracting, right? And then it's not the best thing for you if you're trying to get a good night's sleep either.
Yeah. So they've done some studies, and basically the studies show that... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, and actually, if you have a newer phone, most phones have something that's called a do not disturb mode that you can automatically choose, like the times that someone can't physically text you or call you. I think you can still see the actual text message, but you just don't for it, I believe. I just wanted to add that. Sorry, go on.
No, that's great. And it looks like we have a couple comments too.
Yeah, I just saw those.
It looks like Heidi. Well, Valerie kind of also said, just hoping I won't have to have it that long. I'm desperately waiting for the day I get approved for my surgery. Mm-hmm. And yes, because that will make a difference in your approval if you have that sleep apnea machine and you're using it. Heidi says they have light blocking filter stickers on Amazon that make the LED on things darker. Oh, I didn't realize that.
Oh, that's nice.
Kind of good to know.
Yeah, that is really nice.
So I wonder what you would use that for. Like, would you use it for like alarm clocks or?
I think you could just put it on your phone.
And
like on the screen.
So that's darker. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Nancy says, focus on my Apple blocks calls or email at night. That's a great thing. You know, too, have you ever been sleeping and started getting up all these, like, pop-up notifications, and it's like, what in the world? Like, I don't even know why they make sounds sometimes, but they'll just start making sounds, and you're like, it's so distracting.
Brenda, alerts from, I think it's called Viva. It's, like, on our Outlook emails. Sometimes I get alerts from her at, like, I'm not kidding you, at 2:30 in the morning. Like, I'm just like, why is she emailing me? And it's always stuff, too. It's like, so it's, for those familiar with Outlook, there's something, I think it's called Viva. I might be wrong, but it's like your own little personal assistant. It's like the paperclip on Microsoft Word that would help you with misspelled words. So she'll send you emails first thing in the mornings like, these are your commitments that you haven't followed up on yet. So if I respond to an email, like if Brenda asks me to do something and I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do this, tomorrow or whatever. Then it'll send you an email saying, have you followed up with Brenda Hain? You have commitments or something. But she always sends them to me at 2:30 in the morning. And I'm like, Viva, I'm asleep, okay? Like, send those at, like, 6:30 or 7 a.m., not 3 in the morning, my gosh. So, yeah, I turned those off for sure. Sorry, I went on a little tangent.
I feel like, no, that's totally good. So, I feel like a couple years ago, we used to have a TV in our bedroom and we had a computer. And in 1 week, I took out everything. My husband was about ready to kill me because he loves being on a TV at night. I said, you're just going to have to watch it in the living room. But, it made, I cannot even tell you the difference it made in my sleep. It made such a huge difference. So I absolutely do love that. The other thing I'm going to say now, number 2, is sleep position. And I did some research on this because Brittany and I, and in the whole ProCare team, actually have a physical therapist, and she's also a fitness trainer. Her name is Amy Posato. She's been on 3 or 4 calls with us now of these live events. You guys can check those out in our Crowdcast library. We have those saved. They were on fitness. But what I want to say is her biggest thing is she's always talking about sleep position and how important it is. Now, I'm going to leave her position, which she recommends, as the very last one. But I also, with researching this, I found, really there are other positions that can be really helpful depending on what's going on in your life. Depending on if you have all different kinds of pain or medical conditions, sleep position can make a whole difference as whether you're helping aggravate certain things or make them better. So I think I have 7 or 8 of them. So the first one is back and neck pain. So if you're sleeping, when it comes to alleviating pain, sleeping on your back may have mixed reviews. So people with neck pain, sleeping face up may sometimes make the pain worse. So the big things here is making sure you have a comfortable pillow. Many people find back sleep is helpful for alleviating low back pain. If you have soreness in your spine, I would say just experiment with different positions and pillows to find out what works best for you. I've even heard some people that have long-term, chronic neck and back pain, sometimes sleeping on the floor actually can be helpful because of the alignment of your back. Even though it can be a little uncomfortable because it's very flat, but maybe using a yoga mat or something like that to have just a little bit of cushion. And as we're going through these, guys, please feel free to comment, if you have anything you want to add. And I'm going to kind of try to pause after them, Brittany, if you have anything to add after each one.
So far, I don't. Just that was probably one of the things that I struggled with the most whenever we met with Amy, was trying to sleep the correct way is what she was telling us. Because I've always slept on my side. I've never been a back sleeper, so.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk a little bit about that, what she recommends. I'm saving it for last.
Yeah.
For a surprise. The next one is if you have snoring or sleep apnea. And obstructive sleep apnea, as who was it, Valerie? Valerie's getting her sleep apnea machine, causes the airways to kind of collapse upon themselves during sleep, which causes pauses in breathing. There's different reasons why people have sleep apnea, and I'm not going to kind of go into that, but weight can contribute to that. It kind of goes hand in hand because what happens is that extra tissue that's in through there, the extra added cushion kind of helps narrow those airways. So positioning yourself on your side with your head elevated can help open the airways a little bit and reduce snoring and elevate mild sleep apnea. My husband sometimes snores, so what I do is just kind of tap him. I'm like, lay on your side, and it does usually cure the problem. Valerie says, I sleep on my side with 10 pillows, LOL. So she knows that does help with sleep apnea.
I like sleeping with pillows on my sides, too.
Okay. And the next one here, reflux and heartburn. So a lot of people who undergo weight loss surgery, especially pre-surgery, do have problems with reflux. It's one of the most common issues. A lot of times it's from a hiatal hernia. A lot of times the surgery will help with symptoms. There are one of the surgeries, sleep gastrectomy. Sometimes heartburn can actually worsen just a little bit because of the extra pressures in there that's created. The bypass can actually, for a lot of people, be helpful after surgery for helping with decreasing that. While the surgeon's in doing the surgery, a lot of times they will also do hiatal hernia surgery. If you have a hiatal hernia, they'll check for that and help fix that, which helps alleviate. But if you are one of the people who suffer from heartburn, sleeping on your right side can make symptoms worse, actually, because of the pressures and the way that the stomach is made. Your stomach kind of sits over, and it helps basically the acids and things like that can rise up into the esophagus and cause increased problems. Also, if you're pregnant, a lot of times women who are pregnant have increased GERD or reflux symptoms. So flipping to the left side to cool the burn and stay elevated to keep the acid from flowing upward can be helpful. I'm going to just pause for a second, see if there's any comments. And pregnancy. So, pregnancy. While studies kind of now differ in the importance of positioning while sleeping during pregnancy, it has often been recommended that it is beneficial laying on the left side as well. It can improve circulation to the baby, giving that nutrient-packed blood that's going to the baby an easier route from your heart to the placenta to nourish the baby. And lying on the left side also helps expanding the body weight from pushing down harder on your liver. So while either side is okay, it is left is better, they say. It's one of the biggest things I can remember from working in the hospital setting, being extra careful about with those women that are pregnant, just making sure. And when it's early on, it's probably not as much of a thing, but probably I would say even after the first trimester, that might be helpful to kind of keep that in mind. Kind of pause. Anything you want to add, Brittany?
No. I've never been pregnant, and I'm not pregnant, so I don't know what that's like.
Maybe learn here someday. Appearance. So this is something that I kind of think is interesting. So if you sleep on your side or your stomach, you've probably noticed creases in your face when you wake up. And also swelling. Certain positions, especially laying face down or laying maybe on a side, can cause like little creases. Have you ever went and got a massage, and after you get done, it's like my eyes in my face and through here, because you're laying face down for a long period of time, you kind of get swollen, and then you have all these creases on your face and things like that. But sleeping like that consistently can increase the risk of wrinkles and also swelling in your facial tissue too as well. So the next thing here, I just have one more before I kind of hit the one that I was going to be, that our physical therapist focuses on. The next one I'm going to just talk about is respiratory congestion. Okay. And so lying flat on your back can sometimes cause stuff to just kind of accumulate, like in your nasal passages, in your sinuses, in your throat, and can trigger coughing. To avoid this, sometimes stacking a couple of pillows or using a wedge under your head, under your neck, so that you're elevated. I know for children and for adults in the hospital setting, whenever people would have like a lot of congestion, we would actually you'd raise their bed to an elevated position so that it's kind of like at an angle, so that all that stuff would drain down and make it easier for them. But for children at home or adults at home, sleeping in a recliner or sleeping with, like, you can actually take blocks and put them under your head post so that your bed is like elevated like at an angle, which can help for those people who have. We used to recommend that with babies and small children, like to be able to do that. Although a lot of times children are like every direction in the bed, so it's sort of hard to do if you have one of those kids that are wild, or you yourself are wild in bed.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cough. More water.
It's okay. I think that, so the very next one we're going to talk about is aligning your spine. And this is the one that Amy Posados, our physical therapist / fitness expert, kind of recommends. She recommends, they call it a zero gravity positioning. And basically, I have some pictures that I'm going to pull up to kind of show what that looks like.
You have to show the pictures. It's just, I've never heard of this hard until we were connected with Amy. And, we'll just show you guys and see what you guys think.
Yeah, so basically it's meant to take pressure off your shoulders, pressure off your lower back, pressures off your knees, And so, okay, I'm going to pull it up. Let me kind of go back to my screen here. I'm going to share. Hopefully I won't freeze, Brittany.
No, you're doing good so far, actually.
Okay, perfect. So sleeping in a recliner kind of actually mimics kind of a zero gravity position, so that's why I have this picture here. What it basically is laying with an elevation of your upper body, where your upper body is elevated at an angle, and your knees are elevated at an angle, and then there's no pressure on your shoulders. So here's another one. I have a couple of them. So there's another one, okay, and here's another one, so kind of a 120-degree angle. Now, if you don't have like these bolsters or these pillows, you can actually mimic the same thing with pillows. So basically taking pillows and not just putting one pillow under your neck, it's like elevating your whole lower back. And then putting another one below your, so I'm going to kind of circle here, below your knees, okay, so that your knees is elevated up. And so this position could actually take several pillows. I have a really hard time. I've been trying to, actually, let me go back here for 1 second. I've been trying to do some of this. Brittany, I don't know about you. I have a hard time keeping my pillows in place.
The problem with me is, like I said, and I didn't mean to like give it away, but so in this position, it's on your back, right?
Uh-huh.
I've never been a back sleeper. I've always been someone who's laid on my side, and I roll around a lot. I move around a lot. I'm not a really solitary person when I'm sleeping. So that's my biggest thing is, keeping the pillows in place and back, because I mean, I'll just wake up in the middle of the night and my pillows will just be like kicked around everywhere.
It's like, yeah, exactly. I totally 100% relate. I think I actually have one. Let me skip over here. Here's another one too, neck alignment in side sleeping. So, so if your neck is in a neutral position versus too high or too low. So those are just some things just to kind of be aware. Like this would be the ideal position where your neck is kind of like straight in alignment if you are having a sideline. So in order to keep this position, for example, if you were doing a side lot, like you were sleeping on your side, like Brittany said, what Amy Posados, our person recommends is that you would still, like, if you're sleeping on your side, putting a pillow between your legs so that you actually still have a little elevation there, and like your knees are bent with a little pillow between your legs. And then if you're lying on one shoulder, to kind of take your back and like ease over to one side so that you're not putting so much pressure on just that one joint. I hope that makes sense. And I'm going to undo these, and I'm going to kind of show you this next picture. This is also some other things. So here's a picture for back pain. You can actually put a little pillow underneath your back to try to help with pressure in that area, if that's helpful, or maybe add extra pillows or less here and under your knees to help alleviate pain. I thought this one was really interesting. I'm not really sure why this would help blood pressure, but I sleep like this a lot, and I do have high blood pressure, so I don't know. It's kind of interesting with your arms kind of elevated and above your head.
I would say that's how mostly I sleep, is the one with the blood pressure.
Yeah, and I'm kind of reading some of the comments here too, just so I get caught up on those. It looks like Nancy says, focus. Okay, we already read that one. Valerie, I sleep on my side with 10 pillows, LOL. And Scotty says, this is exactly what I have slept in for most of the first 5 months of 2022. I wonder which position. Scotty,
I think she was talking about the zero gravity one.
Oh, gotcha. Brittany. And then for headaches, it looks like just giving extra support around your neck, especially, I guess, for migraines and things like that. Shoulder pain, and this is what I mean. You can't really tell that she's angled here, but for shoulder pain, it looks like just putting extra padding underneath this top portion so you're alleviating pressure on those areas or any pressure points. PMS pain, just kind of giving you less, like not taking some of the pressure off the midsection by adding a pillow here under your knees. Sinus infection, again, elevation. And I think I have one last picture here. It looks like a pregnancy picture. So they do actually make these pillows that kind of go around like this. And actually, it wouldn't even be bad even if you're not pregnant. That in
I
this.
know a lot of women that use those and are not. Yeah.
Whoops, I'm going to stop sharing my screen there. Okay.
That's funny.
So the two that we've went over so far as sleep hacks, the first one was take electronics out of the bedroom. Okay. The second one is sleep position. And now our third one here that we're going to talk about is building an evening sleep routine. Okay. And so by building an evening sleep routine, what we're kind of talking about here is prioritizing sleep as being the number one thing. I didn't think it would actually help me, but I just purchased a new iPhone, and there was something on it when I was doing the initial setup that said, do you want your phone to give you sleep messages or something like that? And I must have clicked it. So every night at like 9:13, it reminds me that it's time, because I usually go to bed about 10. It reminds me to start getting ready for bed. And it's funny, I didn't think that would help me, but actually it kind of has, because you kind of start getting in a mindset, okay, I'm going to start winding down. And then it like tracks my sleep. If you use an Apple Watch, it will actually tell you so many things about your sleep. It will tell you what your heart rate is all during the night. It will tell you how many times you like woke up. It'll tell you, I'm trying to think what else. It's just really interesting. So it's on the Health app, HEALTH, on an Apple phone. I'm sure Google has something similar. It's just to me, it's super interesting. Kind of help you track. Were you going to say something, Brittany?
Nope. I'm just, I have sniffles.
So by building a sleep routine, basically you're just building in consistency and helping your body unwind naturally and prepare for bed. So it can be a great opportunity for, I'm going to call it self-care. So putting your phone down, powering your brain down, incorporating things like, and I have a little list here. So journaling or meditating to help clear your head and slow your body down. You know, there are little meditations that you can do that actually is like a relaxation technique where you kind of you focus on your breathing and like slow your breathing down, breath by breath. And then you start by focusing on parts of your body, usually from the feet. You can go from the feet to the knees, to the hips, to the abdomen, chest, shoulders, your neck, your face, and you start like intentionally relaxing those, telling your body to relax, and you breathe while you're doing that, and that can really help kind of like help you let go of things. I was just pausing to see if there was anything. You can take a shower or a bath. To me, that's one of the biggest things to kind of help me relax in the evening.
I love
Epsom salt is a great way to help. Basically, your body has electrons in it, negatively and positively charged, and what happens whenever you take an Epsom salt bath, it helps to kind of keep your body in a charged state of just being more neutral. It just helps you relax and helps take away muscle tension. So Epsom salt baths, sipping on maybe a warm cup of tea or an anti-inflammatory latte or something. There's all different kinds of herbs out there that can basically help with sleep. That can really be helpful. Non-habit forming sleep aids like melatonin or Benadryl if needed. And it looks like Nancy says, I use application named Calm Lavender Oil to sleep. Yeah, it just kind of helps remind your body, and it puts you in a place of just kind of letting go of everything.
I like the chamomile tea too.
And it looks like Valerie has something. I love that. I actually have 2 or 3 different kinds. A lot of times they'll say like sleep tea or something like that. Like at Walmart or wherever you and you can find all different kinds of blends and have different kinds of other herbs and stuff. It looks like Nancy says bedtime tea, and Valerie says Epsom is my best friend, especially different types of. My favorite is pink Himalayan Epsom. I have to try that.
Yeah,
so
that
anybody
really
know? I mean, the whole overall reason why Epsom salts really work, because I know they can take away swelling and stuff too. Because what they do is they draw out those extra fluids. The salt in the water, salt has a way of drawing extra fluids, and so it helps reduce swelling. It can help reduce pain. Nancy says Walmart for the teas. Yeah, they have such a big selection. I kind of go crazy. I have so many in my cabinet. And so essential oils, there's so many of them. I know lavender, Nancy mentioned. There's a whole list of different kinds of essential oils that can help. And basically what they do is they just your body kind of resonates with the oil at that level of energy, and it just kind of helps calm the mind, calm the brain, calm the nervous system. They actually have medical properties of being able to help with that. Eucalyptus is another one besides lavender that's really helpful.
Eucalyptus, you
avoiding
said?
caffeine at night, in the evening, and
I've never had that one before. I'll have to add that to my list.
Avoiding caffeine at night can be, and a lot of times it's in some of the blends. Like if you look at some of the blends, it's interesting to see what all's in those. So caffeine, I'd say cutting it off maybe mid to late afternoon. Valerie says frankincense is really good, and that has a lot of other healing properties too as well. So
I've heard that before.
For arthritis, yeah.
And I tried this other stuff. It had elderberry in it, and it was really good. That was for immunity support. If anyone's ever tried that.
Yeah, I think I have one right now, Brittany, with that. A lot of the supplements nowadays have elderberry in them for immune support too. And then slowing your mind, slowing your pace. So I kind of talked about this earlier, but for me, meditation is probably one of the biggest things that's helped me in my whole journey. And I feel like it seems so simple, but like how many people actually do it? I don't know. It's what I mean by meditation. There's so many different forms of meditation. So picking like something that works for you and is right for you. It could be just working on your breath, like slowing your breath and your breathing. There's like, you can buy like little books that kind of help teach you how to meditate, and are simple little exercises. One thing that like simple is like one of the exercises that I've taught people is to build a square in your mind. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. So you're like focused on your breath and just focused on that, and it kind of helps take all of the other thoughts away. Or maybe like pretending that you're holding a whole thing of balloons, and as each balloon floats away, you have one less thought in your mind and one less thought until you're standing there holding no balloons and no thoughts. So what meditation can do, there's been lots of studies out there. They help increase the production of melatonin while reducing cortisol. Cortisol is one of those things too. It's how our body, it's a stress hormone, and how our body holds on to stress. And when you reduce stress, it also helps you with weight loss. So it's not only helping you with sleep, but helping you with decreasing, those adrenaline levels in your bloodstream. And basically, when you're intentional about what you're thinking about and helping to just kind of be more in a zen or a aligned state, it helps you with your sleep, because you can, when your mind is racing, how many of you have had this happen? I know I have. When your mind's racing a million things, it's so hard to focus and so hard to go to sleep. And sometimes I call it a mind dump, which is just basically uncluttering your mind before sleep. So like writing all your thoughts down on paper, because if it's out of your mind and it's onto paper, it's not having to recirculate. And you won't forget about those things that you really want to remember that's important to you for your next day or for the next day. And Ashley says, I like that idea. I wonder if she's talking about the meditation or the mind clutter thing. I used to actually keep a notebook by my bed and keep a sleep journal. Have you guys ever done that? It's so interesting. If you keep a sleep journal for a while and like examine your dreams, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's just kind of something fun to do.
Yeah, it actually helps you re-examine, because actually your dreams are just interpretations of things that are going through like your consciousness, and so it helps you kind of know more about yourself, like the things that you're focusing on and your fears and the things that are causing you to be happy. It just kind of helps you, and those people in your life that you sometimes like what your connection is with them, and it helps you understand some of that stuff. Ashley says, kind of like doing a dream journal but logging the before. Yes, 100%. Because whatever you're like thinking about and stressing about and creating for your next day or the next days ahead, is that you have to ask yourself, is that really helping you?
Yeah.
Sometimes that we're just looking for solutions. So just kind of putting it on paper sometimes helps you to be aware of what's going on without overly rethinking it. And Brittany, you want to read Nancy's?
Sure. Calm has a lot of things for sleep and relax and music. My medical center staffing are always telling me, its members, it's great.
And that's an app, I'm pretty sure. Calm? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think it is too.
The app Calm?
Yeah. I've seen the ads for it, but I've not done it myself. So I think it's just, like she was saying, it's just things for sleep and relaxation. And they played like different kinds of music to kind of get you like in that mind space. I'll have to look at that actually, because that would be something really nice for when we're traveling. If you travel a lot for your job, sometimes it's hard to have a regular sleep schedule. I know Brenda and I,
sometimes you're depending on other people's schedules too. Like Brittany and I just got back from travel, and this time we actually each had our own rooms. A lot of times we're sharing rooms and things like that, and you're kind of relying on other people's sleep schedules too. If they're awake, it makes it harder to fall asleep and things like that. So one thing I have noticed too is earphones. Like if I'm traveling with a lot of people and I know it's going to be really loud, earphones can be super helpful, especially if you have a roomie that snores. Brittany does not snore, by the way.
Well, thanks. I don't think you do. I've never heard you.
I don't think I do, but I don't know. I'll sleep it, I guess. So guys, what are your favorite hacks? So we've had the three. The three of them I'm going to just re-say one more time. The first one was take your electronics out of your bedroom. The second one is sleep position. And the third one is building a sleep routine. Does anybody here, you guys have been kind of commenting, so all of these things have been really helpful.
Yes, thank
and do you think
sharing.
Sleep has been influenced by your weight? Yeah. Do you think sleep influences your weight? Have you noticed a difference? A lot of times people are able to get off their sleep apnea machines after losing a significant amount of weight.
Yeah.
Do you think it makes a difference in your weight loss? I'm just putting questions out there. Have you noticed a difference in your sleep quality making a difference in your weight gain or weight loss? I'm asking all kinds of questions. And how about sleep influencing your ability to make healthy daytime choices?
Definitely. I already know the answer to that one.
Nancy says yes, weight loss. Valerie says,
oh yeah, sorry, Brett. That's what I was going to do, is read Valerie's. It says my weight definitely affects.
Yeah, go ahead.
My weight definitely affects my sleep. My body hurts sometimes. I find I sleep entirely too much. Yeah. But also
And
it
Scotty
can be
says,
oh, sorry. I was
"Oh,
going to
that's
say,
okay." I was just going to read Scotty. She said, "I sleep better in a dark, cool room."
Sometimes I feel like it can be challenging though too, because there's other cases where you should listen to your body, and if you are tired, take that time and rest, especially if I know that we're kind of hopefully heading away from a pandemic, but with a lot of people that were getting sick, it was really, I feel like, important to take the time and stop and listen and slow down and just listen to your body and see what that needs, whether that's more water, more sleep, more protein. Just super important to listen to your body too. Because if you are feeling
Brittany,
tired
that
all
is
the time,
such a good point.
maybe you have some kind of deficiency or something too.
I feel like when our body tells us that we need extra sleep, sometimes you just have to listen. Like sometimes we go through phases in life. It's kind of like there's a time to plant. There's a time to harvest. There's a time to let the plants die and just rise back up. So our body has all different, like, it goes through different phases, and listening to your body of what phase you're in. Sometimes you just need extra rest. And I know Ashley here says I have to keep a fan on no matter how cold it is. I have family that do that too. Like that white noise, that just kind of helps take away all the background noises. And so have you guys ever noticed too that how much sleep makes a difference in how hungry or full you are? Like whenever you have not got sleep, do you feel more hungry or less hungry when you've not gotten enough sleep?
When I haven't had as much sleep, I feel like I'm more hungry and definitely more irritable. I like my snacks and I like my sleep, guys.
I'm kind of just like looking at the screen here. Okay. Also, how many pillows do you all sleep with and where? Like, how many? Brittany?
So, I sleep with usually one, but so like if my husband is gone, which he has been this week, I've had the bed to myself, then I'll sleep with 2 or 3 pillows. Because I just kind of roll around and, I enjoy the whole bed.
Take advantage of it.
But if he is home, then I probably am only sleeping with 1 pillow and I'm not rolling around as much. I'm sure when you have kids,
I just got this flashback.
It's probably just the more pillows too.
Brittany, a little while back, we went to an Airbnb and we did a recipe video shoot. That's probably been a month or 2 ago, and we ended up. So Brittany and I ended up staying a couple nights, and then I ended up renting the place an extra night, and we went to a blues game, me and my husband and some other friends. And I just remember I woke up, this is about pillows. I woke up, and I don't even know if I told you about this, Brittany. I laughed so hard. I still am thinking about it, and it's still making me laugh. I looked over, and my husband, Jeff, he usually sleeps with maybe 2 pillows. The beds that we had 10 pillows on them. I have no idea why.
They did have a lot of
and
pillows,
he had yes. He had 9 pillows under him, and I had 1. And I looked over at him. I'm like, oh my God, it just looks so funny. It was like he was out sleeping on this mound of pillows. It was hilarious. I don't know why. It just made me think about it.
That is funny.
Oh, there's some comments you want to read too.
Yes. So I think the last one we read was Ashley's. I have to keep a fan on. Sorry, guys. I have to take a drink. I get into these coughing fits, so that's why I had to walk off the screen for just. Valerie said, "I agree." I think she's talking about sleeping, not getting enough sleep, and being more hungry, because that's what I said. Nancy said, I would like a very long body. Oh, no, she sleeps with a very long body pillow under my legs and lower back and one for my neck. Ooh, that sounds really nice. Because basically it sounds like you're just being, like, swaddled like a baby in bed. I might have to do that. Valerie said, I wish I could take a picture and show you guys. I literally probably have about 15 pillows on my bed. I always have one between my knees, but one tucked everywhere. Excuse me. That's funny.
Oh, that sounds really comfy and cozy to me.
It does. Yeah. Brenda and I are coming to your guys' house for a slumber party. And Scotty says that she sleeps with two, one under my head and one under my body pillow. Yeah, I usually just have one under my head. But I like to sleep with my hand under my pillow.
Have you guys heard of weighted blankets? By chance? Anybody?
I don't know if I would like it, because you know how I get hot at night? I feel like I would get really hot, and then I wouldn't be able to rip the blanket off, and I would just go into panic mode.
I was kind of like, I've not really slept with one, but I do, on the side, I also do energy work, which is like, it's called Healing Touch, but it's basically working on the body's energy system, similar to like Reiki or acupuncture, acupressure. And a lot of times at the place that I work, they actually have a weighted blanket. And my clients who I have used the weighted blanket while I'm doing their session are like, oh my God, I absolutely love that. I think what it does, it's supposed to actually also help with anxiety, and somehow it's just supposed to make you feel, I almost think like secure and safe. But I can see too, like if you get hot, like it would be hard to like
me.
They're pretty heavy. You can buy them at different weights. Yeah, you can buy them at different weights. Ashley says, I'm interested in trying out one of those. And Valerie says, it's not a thing for me. I don't want that. I tried it. Not a thing. Oh, maybe she means she did try it.
I just picture myself getting hot.
I have my sister Susan sleeps with one every night.
I just don't know. I don't know. Because I just get so hot at night. I could just, like I said, I could see myself waking up in the middle of the night panicking because I can't get this thing off of me because it's so heavy.
They say it, instead of calming it's supposed to help calm the nervous system. It might stress you out instead, huh?
Me, yeah.
It's also good for like autism or people who have different kind of nervous disorders. A lot of times it's supposed to help calm the nervous system down. It's supposed to help improve your sleep quality. And I don't know how, but it's supposed to promote melatonin production. It's like, I guess it like mimics a hug. Like you're getting a hug from the universe.
It reminds me of, have you seen those thunder jackets for dogs?
No.
It's like the same idea. So if you have an animal or a pet, like more so a dog, and they get really scared with loud noises or thunderstorms, I think it's called a thunder jacket. It's weighted like that, only it just like wraps around them like a little burrito, and it's supposed to calm them actually. And it's good for dogs who get upset about like fireworks and stuff like that.
Interesting.
Nancy said yes, calm them dogs. Calm them dogs down. Yep.
Yes, we have a thunder shirt for our dog. So does it work? Like, what is your testimonial on this? I'm just curious because my dog hates storms.
I've heard it works. I mean, none of my animals really care about loud noises, so.
I am looking. I think I feel like we all of this information too. One other thing I just want to say before because we're getting close to time, is physical activity. So do you guys think it's better to exercise in the morning or evening, and how does this play into your sleep cycle? I'm kind of curious about that, what most of you think. Did I freeze? I think I froze, guys. I'm sorry. Or maybe Brittany's frozen. Can you guys tell us if you have, for whatever reason we're having technology difficulties, can you hear Brittany and I both? Can you see both of us? Okay, it looks like Nancy says better. Okay, we have, Nancy says, mornings are better for me. Ashley says morning because it motivates me. Better choices. Valerie says, I get really sleepy in the workout, so in the afternoon. Ashley says, just you. I hear you. Brittany froze. Okay. Brittany's frozen. Have to bring in the song Frozen. She's waiting to reconnect. But actually, we're getting ready to log off. Thank you, guys. I think I kind of agree. It says you burn more weight in the morning workouts. For me, I love having a morning workout because it gets me motivated and going. But honestly, sometimes I just don't have the get-go and the motivation to kind of stay in the game and keep going. Sometimes I feel like I'm a little bit more motivated in the afternoon. But if I work out too close to bedtime, I feel like it energizes me and it keeps me from going to sleep. So sometimes that makes it a little hard. But I don't know if Brittany's going to jump back on before we get going, but I think we have everything. I mean, I appreciate all you guys' comments, and this is going to be, Scotty says, I have better workouts in the morning. I feel like our motivation levels are just at a different level in the morning. But you guys, this is recorded if you want to come back and listen or you want to share it with anybody. We love you guys. Nancy says you guys are wonderful. Thank you. Sign off from California. Yeah, thank you. You guys make this. This is I love how you guys are part of this and how you're giving us tips and you're back and forth. That makes these so much more fun. But we love you guys. Our next live is next week, and we are I'm trying to remember. We actually have a guest speaker. And so go in, peek, and see who that might be. And then we also will be doing our support group next week on Thursday night too, which is on protein supplementation. So I'm really excited about that. Ashley says, awesome recommendations. You guys have a great day too. Valerie, we enjoy you. Thank you too for being amazing. Go out there and be your amazing self. Love you guys. We're going to sign off, but this will be available for replay if you want to come back and listen, or I'm going to be posting it to Facebook as well. So take care. Have a wonderful day.